Wrestling Alliance in 1948. The NWA as a central governing body, with its singular, undisputed world champion, would be absolute and undeniable. This control, combined with the expansion of the interstate highway system, and the inevitable popularity and availability of regional television, would usher in an era of wrestling that was defined by what would come to be known as the territory system. The territory system would dominate wrestling for nearly 4 decades, while the borders, authority, popularity, and obedience of individual NWA territories was in a near constant state of flux. To this day, the impact and influence of these territories is still felt. Each territory had its own signature promoter and star. While it is impossible to cram these characteristics into a static, concrete map, we are damn sure going to try anyway.
So open up your eyes, way before it gets too late. Now one man, there's no way you can hit the streetlights running, don't give a damn. A simple explanation that you'll never find. Sinners never sacrifice. We never leave love alone. Is hate really worth the price? Look at what we've done. Never care for compromise. Always threatening someone's life, and it feels like the end of the world.
All right, welcome to episode 13 of This Week in Pro Wrestling as we go live instead of the taped.
We're live?
You're live, Farrell.
Oh, wow. Oh.
Want to thank everybody for dealing with us. We had a little bit of mic issues, not to mention that I got out of work late and delayed everything too. So thanks to the great producer, Matty Ice, he got us rolling. And thanks to you all for spending this little time with us. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the Crown Jewel.
Yep.
I hope it met your expectations.
Met mine.
It did.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Fill me in.
Solid freaking show. Killer card. We talked about that before coming into the card. The card was stacked. Excellent card. Boy, those guys in Saudi Arabia, they get really good cards, don't they?
Well, I will tell you this. The Saudi fans were, well, before I even get that, Luce, thanks for hanging in there. Luce Cannon, Rick B., thank you for being here. Really do appreciate it. Really good. Like, they get so much bad rap, the Saudis, I think. And
I was kind of being a little critical myself. There is a difference between the American fan and the Saudi vibe.
Well, they were going. They were lit the whole show.
Cool.
And kudos to WWE for opening up with Seth and Edge.
Oh my God. By the way, that to me is the match of the night, not to jump the gun, but
go ahead.
And you can't be surprised. Edge and Seth Rollins are almost mirror images of each other in many, many ways with their style and ring style and the way they've done things in their career. There was no way that this was going to be a bad match. These guys could yawn at each other and find a way to make it exciting.
Well, think about the storyline that led into it too,
great.
right?
I
mean, again, storyline is what gets you excited. And it was an excellent match.
And of course it was. Those two guys are, Edge is already a legend, but can we get this out there? Seth Rollins is already a legend too, in my mind. He's already done so much. You go back 7 years to the Shield, everything this guy has done, even his NXT career, everything about Seth Rollins screams legend.
Did it hurt Seth Rollins losing that match?
Nope, not at all.
Would it have hurt Edge if he lost the match?
I think so. A little bit,
Really?
but not overall as far as Edge's rep or, it's intact, he's safe, doesn't matter. But I do feel that because think about it logically. The last match that they had, somebody got stretchered out of Madison Square Garden. So I don't think we're going to do that again to the guy. So I kind of felt that the result was what I thought it would be.
Here's what I was thinking about.
The match was what I thought it would be, too.
I was thinking about Phil Brooks, who's about the same age as Edge. He might even be younger.
Yeah, good old Phil.
And I got to tell you, Edge hasn't even lost a step.
No.
Not a step.
Right, which once again harkens back to, hey, Skinny, go work out and get the hell in the ring and quit with the half-ass commentary and all that other stuff. You know, because at age 42, Edge is running rings around your ass.
Absolutely.
So, sorry, Phil. Have I turned on Phil? This is rough. Go
Todd
on.
Beaker, for those of us who couldn't watch Crown Jewel, will you give the full results? Absolutely.
Sure.
We will. If you don't want them...
Spoiler!
You're going to have to close your ears, right?
Right,
So
there
we
you
will
go.
give it.
Spoiler
I will
alert.
say before we get into the results, all the pro wrestling experts were like, oh, Roman Reigns and Lesnar are opening up because they want to get on the plane and they got to get back for SmackDown.
Stop.
And boy, did they close the show.
Of course, as they should close the show. That match is just like Ali Frazier. What are we talking about here? Okay, maybe it's not Ali Frazier, but you understand what I'm getting at here.
Whoever didn't
You know?
watch Crown Jewel, please go out and watch it.
Yep. Shows a thumbs up.
I'm
sure.
sorry, best pay-per-view. We call it pay-per-view.
Damn good.
Best pay-per-view of the year.
Damn good. I'll have to go back and think about that for a while. You know how I process shit. But, yeah, that was an excellent job.
All right, so
WWE.
let's open up the opening kickoff show. It was a SmackDown champions. The Usos defeated the Hurt Business by pinfall. I loved this as a kickoff match. I really didn't even notice it was going to be a kickoff match. I was a little surprised.
It's a good match. It was a good match. I'd give it a B. It's solid. It was a
Right.
solid match. It wasn't, oh, wow, what a classic. But no, it was super solid. You got 4 great workers. By the way, the Hurt Business, I mean, Alexander and Benjamin are great, too, in the ring. I mean, the ability, the way they tell a story. It was, and the Usos, man, come on.
By the way, being
Come
old
on.
school fans,
Yeah.
all of a sudden I'm starting to think to myself, the Usos are the greatest tag team that I think I've ever seen,
They're
in my
getting there.
opinion.
They're getting
and
there.
I'm watching Roman Reigns,
Yeah.
I am sorry,
Yeah.
has quickly becoming one
Boy,
of
oh
the
boy.
greatest wrestlers of all time,
Yeah.
in just humble opinion.
Yeah, no, I understand why you would feel that way. The Usos have that. The Usos, they just missed, and keep in mind, our list of the greatest tag teams ever covered 60 years of this
Right.
business. I think they came in at number 11 when we did that list.
yes.
Something tells me they're now sitting at like number 7.
I would agree
If you
with you,
understand what I'm
I would
saying.
agree
The
with you,
Usos
sir.
have, and you know what? In the early days of the Usos, remember when they used to come out to the tribal dance and all that other stuff?
Yep.
And they were wearing those long, almost Hawaiian punch looking shorts and stuff. I couldn't stand them. But man, oh man, have they grown into something? They are tough. They are badass.
I would tell you that's
really
good
love them.
storytelling because the Bloodline, no matter what they do, can't do anything wrong.
The Bloodline's been
The whole thing just can't go wrong no matter what they do
it's
with
been
it.
so well written. Where
Yes.
are the people to scream about that? Their Bloodline script's been great.
Hell in a Cell match I wasn't sure I was going to win the match. As we discussed, Edge defeated Seth Rollins by pinfall evaluation.
Yep. Didn't just beat him by pinfall. Edge beats him with a curb stomp.
Yes.
Oh, insult to injury. Wow. And if you think that this is fully over, something tells me it's not.
Oh, you think they're
Down
gonna keep
the
going, huh?
road. Maybe down the road or something.
Wow.
You know, why would you not revisit that
A lot of good
matchup?
spots, right?
You know?
Seth Rollins takes a chain, wraps it around his
Yep.
foot,
Yep.
gives a little super kick with the chain.
How about
It's
the chair to the nuts, though?
Nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
High note for Seth Rollins. Little
Absolutely.
Led Zeppelin action going on there. You know?
To me, very, very, very good match.
Oh, my God. I give that one an A. That was an excellent match.
Then we get Mansoor defeating Mustafa
Mansoor.
Ali.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, it's funny how... and
WB, what's up, buddy?
I call him Mansoor. I probably shouldn't joke around about this sort of thing, but hey, Mansoor, he's... I guess he's pretty much, God, what is he, like the Shawn Michaels to that country or something? The guy never loses when he's over there.
Smart move, right?
He weighs 3 pounds.
So
Where's your problem with this?
You know,
He was wrestling a guy who weighs 4 pounds.
I give more
so-
I gotta actually give more credit to Ali.
Okay, tell me why. What's the story with Mustafa?
I just think Ali is pulling his load.
I think he's
pulling
tried.
his load,
I think
and
he's
you know,
tried.
and he's doing whatever they're asking him to do.
He
and
has.
I think at some point
You know,
there's
he's-
got to be repayment for this.
I think so. You know he's an excellent wrestler. That's obvious. And he has improved as a character. He was very blasé in the beginning.
Sure.
So this is better. But I still feel like he should have won
So
the
I don't know
match.
if you know, but correct me. They brought out, I guess,
Silver medalist,
silver
karate,
medalist, yeah.
silver medalist.
Which the
yeah.
fans seemed to just go crazy for. I had
Right.
no idea who he was.
Right,
but
right,
I
well,
thought it was a good little,
yeah,
you know.
They got a nice pop.
They
It's
got
a
their little
celebrity over
superstar.
there, and
Yeah.
down goes Ali. So that works. That was fine.
Good down goes Ali, loving it.
Down goes
RK
Ali.
Bro defeats AJ Styles and almost
Yes.
by
Oh,
pinfall.
Great. I'm thrilled with the result. Did you want to see those guys lose the belts? Not me. I didn't want to see that at all. So I'm glad, and I am a little upset for AJ Styles. It's like, dude, that's enough with almost. Get back to being AJ Styles. I feel that way.
I'm still.
I mean, it's a great pairing. Don't get me wrong, but AJ's not exactly succeeding lately, and I always want to see AJ succeed. I feel like AJ's a main event world champion. That's how I look at him. It's never going to change for me that way.
I loved how the announcers sold that match.
Yeah.
There was a point where Riddle, like, the young buck, almost goes in the corner and gets caught by almost.
Right.
And it's just like
Almost.
another well-done story. And really, again, great announcing carrying that match.
Yes. And are you enjoying Matt Riddle? Because I think Matt Riddle's fantastic.
I think the RK Bro is a great setup.
It's great.
I think this has got legs.
It does. And it's had legs for a while.
I think the tag team division in itself is strong.
Oh, yeah.
And,
And by
again,
the way, anytime the Street Profits are in the ring with, like, the Usos or something, or oh, my God. That's just another side note because, you're right. The whole tag team division is super strong, and I'm really learning to respect the Street Profits. I don't know what's happening here, but I really, really, really I get it with them. I think they're excellent entertainers and great in-ring wrestlers.
By the way, Loose Cannon has entered the building. Loose, welcome.
Loose Cannon, what is up?
Hope you enjoyed real wrestling, in my opinion. Unlike that other organization
Which,
where
by the
everybody
way,
licks their balls.
That other organization was told this week by Eric Bischoff and Booker T, why don't you just shut up and wrestle? Shut up already with your boisterous comments and your bragging.
I was thinking, as that
Bischoff
Saudi crowd was, I don't know how many people were there.
Right.
Okay, I got to think there was a pretty large amount.
I'm not going to guess.
As they didn't shut up the entire card.
Right.
All these AEW guys talking about how those crowds, crowd.
Surprisingly so.
Lit.
Awesome. Didn't expect that, by the way, as you know. So go with it.
I think this was expected. Zelina Brega defeated Dewdrop by pinfall to win the Queen's Crown tournament.
Thank God. Thank God. Dewdrop? Dude, I can't stand Dewdrop. What is it with me with the Dewdrop? Sucks.
Dude, you're out of your mind.
Here. Why am I out of my mind?
Stop.
I don't like Dewdrop. I love Zelina Vega, so I was happy with that. That worked. Were you happy
wait
with
a minute.
that?
I didn't know Loose Cannon wasn't a WWE fan. He goes, Riddle is at least a reason to watch.
Okay, that's fine. And Riddle is a reason to watch, so that's fair.
Wow, Loose.
Hey,
disappointing.
If Loose is into AEW, that's
all right, so go ahead. Back to Zelina.
What were you happy when? Were you rooting for Dewdrop?
No, I was rooting for. But I knew Zelina was going to win. It only makes sense because they got to carry this. If they're going to carry this Queen thing on, she's the one that has to be.
Dewdrop.
Here's what I found interesting: when Zelina hits her finisher on Dewdrop, I don't know if it was acting, but you could see the emotion in her face as she realizes she's about to become the queen.
That's great.
And I was like, and you could hear her. She's like yelling, "Yes!"
Yep.
And I'm thinking to myself, "Wow, there is another wrestler who finally gets a little payback for all the jobs she's been doing,
Been through a lot of shit,
and maybe all the problems."
Yep.
Luce says he's a fan of both. Cool.
Okay,
deal.
Excellent. That works for me because I am.
So I know you hated Dewdrop, but again, on a unrealistic era, forefront.
Okay.
The 80-pound Zelina Vega beating the 200 and something pound behemoth of Dewdrop.
Yeah, but I think I told you that story about way back in high school where I was dating somebody who was this little feisty Italian girl who beat up like a 250-pound chick. So I wasn't exactly super shocked, but I get it. It can be done, and it was today.
So up to this point, you're watching this. Are you happy with the card up to this point?
Well, of course. What's there to complain about? You're going to have some of your warm-up matches, and they were all solid and serviceable. And you had already had the instant classic between Edge and Rollins. So
again, I don't know who set up the card. I didn't expect them to open it. Not just great. Whoever.
Well done.
Kudos, Vince. Give them a little bit of a bonus.
Absolutely.
Smart way to open up that card.
Got them on fire.
Yes.
That was excellent. Well done.
So, myself, I enjoyed every match going through it.
Yeah.
I was happy.
Yep.
So now we get the scary match, right? The no-holds-barred Goldberg against Bobby Lashley.
Wow.
Where Goldberg beats Bobby Lashley. Again, expected on my part.
I expected Goldberg to win. Yes.
My fear is Goldberg, please don't shit the bed again.
Oh, he sure didn't.
But I also thought, if there's someone to work with, Lashley's the guy.
Dude, that match was solid.
Thank you.
I give that match a B. That was a good match. You know what I really loved? when he hit him with the spear and the jackhammer and decided, I'm not done with you yet. And he yelled at him, I'm going to kill you for hurting my son. I was like, this is great. Goldberg is really, truly going beastly.
And there's a point where Goldberg could beat Lashley and pulls him up.
Right.
Couple comments. Fat Boston and Wales bank account. Don't forget to donate to keep these wrestling icons working for peanuts over here in Boston. Thank you, Seder in the house. Davio B, applause for Queen Zelina, the new Puerto Rican superstar of the WWE.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
She is a queen.
She sure is.
All right, so back to Lashley.
Great match. I thought it was super solid. You know what? I do sometimes worry, like you said. It's natural to worry a little bit. Is Goldberg going to be good through this match?
I'm sorry, Goldberg interests me no matter what.
He does.
No matter what he does, I got to tune in.
He does, and let's be fair. If you take away, you can't take it away, but if you take away, and this is on Undertaker too, if you take away the Goldberg-Undertaker thing that they had, the mess that they had, Goldberg has been pretty goddamn solid. And also I want to point out, Goldberg has become a very good talker. Has anybody noticed this? Because the previous Raw, where they led up for the promo for the match that happened today, Goldberg was great on that promo. Am I missing something?
50-something years old,
Goldberg
looks great.
He looks fantastic. If that guy walks into the bar mad, I'm leaving through the back door. Yeah. I don't want nothing to do with this guy, okay?
You know, back to that, though. Everybody brings up that Undertaker-Goldberg match,
It was a mess.
How come no one talks about the Triple H and Shawn Michaels Kane-Undertaker
right.
Terrible.
Who knows?
Terrible, right?
Who knows?
It's like that one's forgiven, though.
Right. Who knows what causes people to decide, all right, this match we're going to beat to death and rip it apart.
So, again, up to this point, man, if I could speak for the Pharaoh and myself, sure. I really think this was a solid card, very entertaining.
Mm-hmm. Yep, great
You know, again, I'm at work and I'm trying to, tune in. Yeah. And, it's on my phone and I have it on my computer and it's very, it's
I had people giving me updates. I was like, you better give me an update. Okay, yo, bro, the Rollins match, oh, sick.
Right.
Of course, I power watched everything after work, but
So again, Xavier Woods defeats Finn Balor by pinfall to become King of the Ring. Again, Xavier Woods. Mm-hmm. Who knew this guy was that good of a wrestler?
I did. I used to watch him in NXT, and boy, oh boy, was he different back then. His look. He was so different, but you could tell he could wrestle. Now, I will say this, and I'll go on record for this. Boy, am I pissed he won.
Really?
Yeah, I wanted Balor to win. What do I know?
I don't think Balor needed it, dude.
I knew Xavier would win. You know the story behind this, behind the scenes. He pushed for this tournament.
Oh, absolutely.
He absolutely adored it. It's the reason why he started watching wrestling, so it's a feel-good story. Okay, no issue. I just feel like, wow, Balor has taken a bit of I think, like you said, payback. I think Balor will be rewarded. He recently was the Demon and lost to Roman. Now he's losing the King of the Ring to Xavier. You figure at some point Finn Balor's going to be thrown a bone, because he's being a good company guy right now.
He's already been thrown a bone, though. He's done well in
He's the first Universal Champion.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what are you going to say? He's had a great career with
Now,
Vince.
again, I know they're not going to break up the New Day, but nothing would be better than Xavier to start getting cocky because he's the king.
That would be
and
nice.
He starts asking for respect from his two other brothers at arms.
I would like that.
And kind of looks down at them because now he starts to really believe in his own hype.
I would like that. And the first thing he should do is make an example of Kofi.
Yeah.
Right away. We both laugh because we'll be like, you caved in his already flat chest. So that would be kind of funny. But yeah, I could see that being a great script.
Davio B says AEW's on Saturday due to the baseball playoffs.
Correct. Correct.
So they could pull another 200,000 people watching.
Oh,
congratulations.
There you go.
All right. This one, I was unsure which way they were going to go. I got to be honest with you, considering the ratings and everything else.
Okay.
Big E defeated Drew McIntyre by pinfall. Mm-hmm. Personally, I'll tell you, of all the matches that were on the card, the least favorite.
Really interesting, because after I did take a look at it, I'm going to give that one probably a B+. That was a very good match. It was very good for Big E, perfect opponent for Big E to beat, to continue his run as WWE champion. And Drew McIntyre, man, hats off. I take my hat off.
Drew's going to SmackDown a feud with Roman Reigns anyway, so it's fine.
Right,
but
I thought it was very good.
I guess probably it was my least favorite because I was least interested in
it. It wasn't as sexy, certainly, as Edge and Rollins or Goldberg, because anything Goldberg does is eye-catching.
Sure,
so, I hear you.
All right, then we got the three women's SmackDown Women's Championship where Becky Lynch defeats Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks by pinfall.
The right lady.
So now all the fans are gonna go, "Well, Bianca's getting screwed." They are building Bianca to become one
my
of the
God.
all-time
And you can tell.
great baby faces.
Right.
I'm talking.
Yep.
Again,
Yep.
I don't know if people like women wrestling,
She's
whatever.
fast track,
She's
too.
becoming
Anybody
the
knows?
Magnum TA.
Dude,
She is becoming
she's very-
the Dusty Rhodes, dude.
I can't argue with this. I think that Bianca's going to be a legend.
A legend.
Yeah,
Yes.
I really do. And I'm not even a fan of hers. It's obvious, though, to me, to the guy who's been watching wrestling since he was like, barely out of the crib. Oh, it's so obvious.
I gauge myself
You know?
on certain things.
She's
My
excellent.
my wife, who doesn't really like wrestling, but she watches it with me.
Okay.
She always says, I love that girl.
Yeah, well.
I love that girl. She has got a great, great character.
She got sass.
She's
excellent.
now
And
on
I'm
the
not
other
even a
hand,
fan. I can just tell.
I'm really torn because
Okay.
I love Charlotte.
All right.
I love Becky.
Gotcha.
I love Sasha.
I love Sasha.
I love Bianca. I love Alexa Bliss. There's
Right.
not enough titles.
Wow, what's going on here?
There's not enough titles out there, dude. I love Doudrop.
You got to pick one. Who do you pick? I pick Charlotte.
I got to go with Charlotte.
Yeah,
right
the
now.
end. I'm always going to
Charlotte,
pick Charlotte.
yeah.
I like when Charlotte goes, what?
Yes.
Like back at the crowd.
Right.
Boy, does that shut them up, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crowd control. What a flair.
But you are seeing, for all the pro wrestle experts who think they know everything,
Oh, of course.
Bianca Belair is becoming one of the all-time great
right in,
faces.
right in front of their marked out eyes, and they don't even recognize it. Oh, well.
Loose
They're
Cannon
lost.
says Kofi got brocked. Davio B says, enjoyed seeing Goldberg versus Lashley, still want Lashley versus Lesnar. That's coming.
Sure.
It's coming.
I do, too. I would love to see that. That's a must-see. I hope they pull the trigger eventually.
Wait a minute. Don Rhodes, Business First Radio. Goldberg's last few matches have been horrible to watch. I don't know, Don. I don't know if you're
Not
listening
tonight.
to us. I
That
think
wasn't-
tonight
that wasn't
he hit a
horrible.
home run. He was excellent.
Yeah, I guess it's all in what you look for. I mean, if you're looking for a wrestling clinic and you start to watch a Goldberg match, what are you purposely trying to upset yourself?
Right.
I mean, what are you, like a masochist or something? Watch what you know is going to give you what you want. Goldberg is no Bret Hart. We all know that. But Goldberg put on a good show today.
And to close out the show, Roman Reigns defeats Brock Lesnar by pinfall to retain the Universal Championship.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let's.
Yes.
I'm going to open up with here. Reigns comes out. The fans are going crazy.
Yep.
This, my friends,
Yep.
and this is what I send to all these pro wrestling experts and the true AEW fans.
What, Roman Reigns up your ass?
Well, it's not just that.
Might as
That
well-
match
Might as well be.
is like Tyson versus
Foreman.
Foreman.
Yeah.
It had
Frazier
such a
Foreman.
big
Power.
fight feel.
Riddick Bowe versus Lennox Lewis.
He comes
Yeah,
out,
man.
the crowd's going crazy. He gets in the ring, and then obviously you hear the Lesnar theme music coming out.
Oh, my God.
And then it's like the fans are unglued, and I'm thinking to myself,
frenzy.
if I'm there, I'm unglued.
Frenzy.
Yes.
In a wrestling frenzy.
Yes.
I love pro wrestling, and this is why.
Yes.
That's exactly what that was. What'd you think of the match? Oh, my God. It was excellent. Excellent.
Kudos for a few things. Kudos to Lesnar. That's the best emotion
Yep.
I've ever
Yep.
seen him show
Yep.
during a match. He made me feel like he wanted to win this match. Like
course.
this was the most important thing
Yeah.
to him.
Yep. He's changed a lot since he came back too. His skills for what you speak of, emoting, and just taking it up another notch, because he is on his own during this program. He's not with Paul. He's been fantastic. Anybody noticing?
Everybody's
He's been
noticing.
fantastic.
Everybody's
And what a
noticing.
look! Forget about that. The look is just unbelievable.
And Roman Reigns has this knack as this heel to make you think he can lose to anybody at
right.
any time.
That's-
He draws you in and go, all these matches he's had, you're like, there's no way he's losing this guy. Then you're watching a match, you go, holy shit, he's going to fucking lose
might-
this guy.
he
He's
might
going to lose
lose.
this guy.
He might lose.
And it doesn't happen, which is
Yep.
great. But there's a point where the referee gets knocked out.
Yep.
Heyman
I love
throws
it.
the belt, and Lesnar looks at him.
But what was the key thing? When he threw that belt, he almost threw it in no man's land,
Exactly.
which made you wonder who's he throwing it to. And then he says, you know what to do.
That's right.
Now, who's he talking to?
You don't know.
And Lesnar laughs and grabs it, and then, of course, we know how the rest of it went.
Right.
What a great ending. And I love the fact that the ref is knocked out. Holy 1982. Of course the ref is knocked out.
And for an old school fan, I've talked to you about this many times, right? I went to the Garden. I was a huge Morocco fan.
Sure.
I liked Iron Mike Sharp. At the time, Iron Mike Sharp was getting a push. He was being managed by Albano.
Yep.
It was an intercontinental title match. Albano was managing both and helping both.
Helping both.
And I'm sitting there watching like...
It's almost a page out.
Oh, my God.
Right.
You didn't know who Heyman was going to choose, and you still don't know.
Isn't that great that that's going to continue?
Unbelievable.
We have a winner, but we don't have an end to the mystery. Wow, who wrote this? That's fantastic. I can't wait to see what's going to happen next.
How about Heyman's face when he throws the belt, and then Reigns grabs the other end, and Heyman's like, oh, shit. Then he falls back into, I was throwing out to Reigns. You know what I mean?
How about walking into 2 feet from the Usos? Ow.
Oh, yes.
Hello.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Just so well done. Sorry, you AEW folks, but you missed something really good today.
And I'm going to tell you, I'll be 100% honest. I'm going to say it again. I'll take that match over any Daniel Bryan match against
I can see why you would.
some guy from New Japan.
I can see why you leave Suzuki alone.
That they were throwing haymakers at each other.
I understand what
I
you're getting
can't even
at.
imagine that match even coming close to what we saw today.
Right.
And if anyone
I
says
get it.
anything different, how dare you? Loose Cannon says
dare
Albano
you?
was money. He was one of the all-time greats. And
Wasn't
I got to
he?
tell you,
He sure was.
if they would bring back the managers,
I'd like to see
wrestling
some more.
would be so much better.
I'd like to see a few more.
Don the Barber running in. Thank you again. Best Roman angle since he started, bro.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
What a great comment.
Yep.
Absolutely. Don, I'd like to hear from you. Do you think that Roman Reigns is slowly becoming one of the greatest pro wrestlers in the history of this sport?
He's certainly one of the top 3 of his generation. Whether people want
I think he
you want to
owns the
argue about
generation.
that, go ahead. But,
Again, I'm 50-something years old. I've got a lot of favorites. He is really quickly climbing up the ranks.
He has been Vince's #1 guy for a good 7 years, I would say.
Bobby
going back to
Heenan did the
Shield.
same thing with Harley Race and versus Haku to be king. You know what? I forgot about. Thank you, Davio.
Interesting.
I forgot
Excellent.
about that.
Yep.
Well, revisionist history, man. Right?
Why not? Why not? There's a reason why things work, and if you borrow from them, you are not doing yourself a disservice. I'll tell you that.
All right, guys. So that's it for this week in wrestling.
Oh, that was
13.
fast.
It was
man.
fast.
Flew right by.
We want to thank you for spending your time and joining us.
Yes, sir.
You know, if you're hanging around, join Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast in about 10 minutes, where we're actually going to do live video call-ins from all the people that watch us and support us, and that's going to be really fun. It's in a lot of ways, I think it's groundbreaking because most people take calls. We're going to take video calls, and we can only do it with our super producer. Again, we want to thank you guys for your comments, and we want to see you guys in about 15 minutes. So this is Mike Monty.
This is the Pharaoh. See you shortly on video call, and as always, later.
And don't forget, next Friday, This Week in Pro Wrestling, episode 14. Thanks, guys.
Later for now.